Let's talk about the Flash trailer that aired during the Super Bowl, and I think it's safe to say that it blew all expectations out of the water. The Flash movie looks like it could be something on the level of a Infinity War or a Marvel Civil War. I mean, not Endgame, but it's up there. There were so many callbacks, so many cameos, so many things actually happening that we kind of talked about in the plot leak a couple months ago that now look like they're going to end up being true. Welcome to the Chaos Multiverse, everybody. Chaos here. Spoiler alert. We are going to revisit that plot leak that we talked about. It was an entire plot leak summary of The Flash, and we've heard so many different variations and iterations, and Michael Keaton's Batman is in it, and then he's out, and Ben Affleck is out, and he's not going to be in, and then just crazy, crazy stuff back and forth, and that's all on top of Ezra Miller and all of his adventures. And the rumor that James and Peter haven't definitively even said that he isn't going to be part of the new DCU, which there's a lot of people that are upset that it's even being considered that Ezra Miller will continue to be the Flash after this, which is going to serve as kind of a reset, reboot for the new DCU. But let's talk about the trailer and one cameo, one bat that was not seen. So if we go through, we see all kinds of cool stuff. We see Supergirl. We see Zod coming back, who's going to play a villain, but I don't think he's going to be the main villain. We see Michael Keaton with long gray hair, which is pretty awesome. We see Ben Affleck riding his bat cycle. Just a ton of crazy stuff. He's also sporting a blue suit if you slow it down in one of the frames, which is pretty cool. And Michael Keaton looks different as well. We see a couple different iterations of the Flash. It's a lot. It's a lot to be thrown at us all at once. But according to industry insider Grace Randolph, we didn't see everybody. And there's actually a couple cameos that we haven't seen. And some people are concerned that they showed us too much in this, but I have a feeling that there's way more that we haven't seen yet. But the big one is, supposedly, there's another Batman that we haven't seen. Now, we did a video the other day talking about Grace Randolph posting saying she wasn't going to give it away, but amongst these three Batman characters, one of them may make a cameo and may also end up being the new Batman in the Brave and the Bold storyline for the new DCU. And basically, if you read between the lines, it wasn't Val Kilmer, and I don't remember who the other one was she put up there, but it ended up being Christian Bale. All arrows were pointing to Christian Bale making a cameo in The Flash. Now, we didn't see him, but I'm pretty sure Grace Randolph posted something about there was one more that we didn't see, and if that's true, we may actually see the Dark Knight in Flash. We may actually on screen get Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, and Christian Bale, which I'm not saying that's a Spider-Man moment with like Toby, Andrew, and Tom, but it's up there. For fans, for older fans, newer fans alike, that would be a very special moment in the theaters. That would be a payoff. That would be a big one. So we'll see if it ends up being true. But then there was also the rumor that Christian Bale could end up being the new Batman in the DCU, because we're going with the Brave and the Bold storyline, which is a little older Batman, and then he has his young son, Damian, who basically doesn't listen to anybody. I mean, he's an assassin, he'll kill. He's kind of off the rails, and I feel like the casting with Christian Bale at this point in his age would be absolutely perfect for that. I truly, truly do. I think that would be a home run for James and Peter in the new DCU. Now, I know other people are going to say, no, you need a fresh casting, give us a new Batman, put all these Batmans aside, give us somebody new, make a name for themselves, and they could definitely go that way too. But if they wanted to go with Christian Bale, the Dark Knight version, or the Brave and Bold version, and his son Damian, I'd be all for it. I think it would be a huge, huge win in my book, but then again, everybody has their own opinion. So, what did you guys think of the Flash trailer? I mean, we've got Zod, who they're building up to be the big villain, but he's not going to be the big villain. If you know anything about those plot leaks, if they end up being true, he's kind of that stand-in filler villain, and I think there's going to be a bigger, badder threat. But the bigger question is, how are they going to use this to reset the DCU or reset everything, because that's kind of what it's looking like. That's kind of what's been implied, is this movie will do it, then Blue Beetle will technically be part of the new DCU, and then Chapter 1 will start after that. So this is definitely probably going to be the last go-around for the characters that you see up here. I mean, Ezra Miller, more than likely. Supergirl, I hope it's not a one and done. I really, really do. But definitely Michael Keaton, and 100% Ben Affleck. This is it. This is their final kind of lap around the track as Batman, and it's going to be a send-off, and I think it's going to be a good one. Like I said, I don't know if Christian Bale gets thrown in there, but we'll see. And then we get these major Man of Steel vibes. We've got Zod back. You've got Supergirl. Everything just looks like Man of Steel, but we have no Man of Steel. We have no Henry Cavill. It just makes no sense to me. You're going to bring Keaton. You're going to bring Batfleck back. You're going to bring Zod back. General Zod. How in the world do you not sign a deal to get Henry Cavill to be part of this movie? I don't get it. I really don't. On top of that, with him saying he was coming back and then James saying, no, we never hired him. We never fired him because we technically never hired him. It just kind of leaves a really, really salt in the wound kind of vibe. That's how I look at it. But I will say, people were hating on The Flash, saying it wasn't going to be a good movie. They couldn't put it all together with all the stuff, the debacle of Ezra Miller and everything that was happening that Michael Keaton was in, and then he was out. If the plot and the story that I read months ago ends up being true, which it's starting to look like it when it comes to Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton and Zod and all of that, this is going to be a multiversal trip. And I mean a trip on an absolute another level. And you saw the CGI, you saw the effects. This movie could be a sleeper for one of the best superhero movies of all time. And I know that's a huge thing to say because there's so many monumental movies, but just watching this trailer, if all this gets put together right and the continuity's there and they tell the story how it needs to be told and all of these characters show up, which you know they're going to show up the best way they know possible, this could be one of those out of left field that everybody thought it was going to be a dumpster fire or a train wreck of a movie, and end up down the road, we're looking back and being like, wow, they ended the DCEU on the best movie they could have done it on. They actually waited till the very end to actually get it right. And that's kind of going to be a slap in the face and a little bit of irony as well if it ends up being that way. So let me know what you guys think. What did you think about the Flash trailer? Are you excited? Are you going to watch it? What do you think's actually going to happen? How are they actually going to hit the reset button at the end of this? Because are we going to get post-credit scenes? Well, I mean, does that make sense? I mean, we're not getting any continuity or continuation with this universe. I don't know. Maybe we'll get post-credit scenes for the Chapter 1. It's going to be weird. Let me know what you think. I'll see you soon.